Alright everyone, it's time for today's second video here, talking about Legalize It. Yes, Trump has come out unequivocally in support of recreational marijuana usage. This is actually of import. This is the first time that a mainline Republican has really championed the issue. Normally it's the Democrats that do that, and they say like, well, we'll legalize it, but then we'll, taxicize it, basically. With the Republicans, it's more like the line is, well, just decriminalize it, take it off the scheduling, let people smoke it, let people grow it. It's not a big problem unless it's like an aggravating factor in another crime. So let's say that you are driving intoxicated. Doesn't really matter if it's marijuana or booze, for example, and that makes sense. You're publicly intoxicated. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about public intoxication laws, because I've noticed, like, I lived in the Netherlands for years, and there it's perfectly legal to be inebriated in public. People drink in public all the time. It's generally a gray area. It kind of depends on the level of inebriation and whether you're causing any problems, and it seems to work fairly well. I believe that people should be able to intoxicate themselves and go about their business. If they're not driving machinery, I mean, they might kill somebody and they might run over a kid or something like that. Otherwise, if they're on their own property or they're just merely in public, I believe that they should be able to intoxicate themselves. Now, what Trump has in mind is a little bit different from what I would have in mind, but it's still laudable. He's in favor of descheduling marijuana and saying, look, this is a lesser drug, it's not as intoxicating, it's not heroin, you're not smoking crack or something like that. Other than the other laws that apply to it, you should be able to imbibe it. I agree with this basic premise. I would go a little bit further than Donald Trump is going, but for a Republican to be championing this issue, Kamala will come out any day now and say, well, I support legalizing weed. It'll be very, very funny. It'll be a copycat Kamala will strike again. I can almost guarantee that that will actually happen over the coming weeks. Trump is fundamentally correct on this issue. No holds barred. Trump is leading the way, within the Republican Party at least, other than Rand Paul and maybe Thomas Massie and a couple of others, of actually championing an issue that you can win on. This is odd for a Republican, by the way. This shows you that he wasn't really a rock-ribbed conservative, because they like to lose with grace, whereas Trump actually enjoys winning, which is, again, odd for a Republican. Marijuana is a winning issue. You need to allow people to do their own thing. You can frame it in a libertarian framework, by the way. Here's how to frame it. Like, let's say that you're a conservative. And you understand, you've probably smoked weed, you know that it's not the devil's lettuce, etc., etc. But you've got an evangelical core fan base. Here's how to frame it, just in the civic sense. You are an adult. I cannot stop you from sinning, or something like that. I'm not legally permitted to prevent you from doing things that I may not subscribe to, so to speak. And so I support legalizing it, basically. That's the way to frame it. Well, you've got a cop-out. I mean, it is a cop-out, of course. You have probably smoked weed yourself before. Understand that it's not really a problem, but your fan base expects you to proclaim it as a problem. So simply frame it this way. It's a problem. Society is sick, people are smoking themselves away to, escape reality or something like that, but it's not the government's job, basically. You need to give it a civic tone. It's not the government's job to control it, basically. That's what you do. It's very simple, actually, when you think about it. Political strategy is sometimes lost on politicians. It's actually inexplicable. They don't even understand how to frame things. Very, very strange. But link in the description, archived, of course. Trump is in favor of legalizing marijuana. By the way, preempting the Kamala campaign on this particular issue, which is very, very funny. I never thought that I would live to see the day when a Republican, especially fucking Donald Trump, would be preempting the Democrats on the issue of legalizing marijuana. I never thought that I would see the day. Did you? Oh, Jesus Christ. I doubt that anyone did. But it's happened, and he's right. It should be legal. It should be available to people. It's something people should be able to grow it. People should be able to dispense it. People should be able to trade it. People should be able to smoke it. As long as you're not using heavy machinery, a vehicle, or something like that, so you're in a public place and you're potentially a hazard to other people. The same way we apply the laws to alcohol, you should be able to do whatever the hell you want. And if you want to grow a couple of pot plants, then who cares? Somebody might nick them or something like that, but other than that, there's no problem. You're growing weed, clearly for your own use. You're just getting high. All right, well, there's nothing wrong with that. I happen to agree completely with Donald Trump on the issue. I would even go further than he is, but at the same time, you got to take what you can get. And it's better than what the Democrats are offering, by the way. The Democrats are offering weed will become legal, at the state level, of course, but we're going to tax and hyper-regulate it. Trump is simply saying, grow your own pot, grow a couple of plants and, call it a day. That's, by the way, Vermont's laws. In the state of Vermont, you can grow a couple of pot plants if you're an adult, if you're over 21. And you've got to use it yourself, but you can grow it and cure it and so forth. That's the way that it should be. For small-time growing, if a person is only doing it for themselves, it shouldn't be taxed or regulated at all. You're just using a little bit of weed. That's basically the point. That's about all. Peace out.